Good morning, here we are. Hope you're all enjoying your coffees. The theme is Beyond. So it's all about going that extra mile, going beyond limitations and pushing the boundaries. You guys know about that. And so we have Nick, Gruff, Josh. I don't want to tell you much about them because by now I think we all know who they are and we've seen what they do. I just want to tell you about my experience with them, which is that they are the most exciting company who are making stuff happen in Cardiff right now, and they are the nicest people. Also, they are honest, confident, daring and fun, which is why you would learn to love them. So their journey with Storm and Shelter and the way they work is really, really inspiring to me, and we are hoping that you will find it inspiring too. We're going to try something different today. They're not going to get up and give you a talk as such. Instead, we're going to have a little conversation and you're going to have to witness our chatter. So basically, I'm just going to let them run wild and be themselves, but just give them some words. So please help me welcome Storm and Shelter, guys.
That's very good job.
So just so you know who they are, Gruff is the managing director.
I don't get it. I look like a mug.
You look like a mug anyway.
I'm not sure, but that's the one that's everywhere. So
that was my decision. To you had no choice in the matter.
Yeah. So Nick is the production manager. Josh is the director. Your first words are beyond collaboration. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Do you want this?
Cool. So I guess we may as well start off with how we actually started.
Yeah.
So we were all sort of working separately, like in terms of how we met. Like we only got 20 minutes. It's kind of weird. So
how do you guys know each other?
Well, we went to uni together on the same course, doing music in the atrium, music production.
Well, Gruff never turned up.
But Gruff didn't turn up a lot of the time because he'd already done maths and physics in uni up in Manchester. Decided to do something more creative, went to work for a TV production company in Swansea, and whilst doing that, decided to do the degree at the same time, didn't you?
Pretty much, yeah. And being a freelance web developer.
And that as well, yeah. And then Josh was in Newport Film School.
Yeah, the International Film School in Newport, studying documentary film and television. I was then freelancing after graduating, and I came across you in a company in Cardiff Bay. You were in the corner doing something.
I think I mentioned a lens or something that I bought. And
I got very excited.
Someone likes lenses.
Yeah, and then we got talking, and then your dad's, or you and your dad started the...
Yeah, so we did a 200-mile walk that we did for the Wales Air Ambulance that we did annually, and I initially did the photography for it, and the website and the branding and all that kind of stuff. And for the second year, I needed to bring in some video guys because I wanted to put out a load of content. And I knew Nick from uni, and I knew that he'd done a load of music videos, or kind of comedy music videos that he'd edited together, and I knew he spoke Welsh, and I needed a Welsh editor.
Do you speak Welsh?
We both speak Welsh.
Are you serious?
Oh my god.
Do you really just realise this?
Yes.
Well, Grace from North Wales, so she's like first language Welsh. I did like Welsh medium schooling, and then did my course in Welsh in uni.
I've got about the Welsh level of a 3-year-old, so I'm still trying.
Still trying.
He's trying.
We can carry on trying together.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, and I knew Josh, so I got Josh on board as the video guy, and we kind of got together and did this crazy challenge.
Look at that.
Yeah, that was it, boy.
Who is that?
We haven't changed.
Josh looks incredible. Oh, you're
Your
looking like
hair
an idiot.
looks incredible in that.
So basically, we were filmed. So it was an 8-day challenge where these celebrities were walking 25 miles a day, and we filmed them from 6 until 8 in the evening. Had like an hour.
6 in the morning.
6 in the morning to
6 in the morning to 8
till 8 in the evening. Had like an hour off, and then we were editing for the rest of the night and putting subtitles, Welsh subtitles, English subtitles,
uploading
graphics,
it and then starting again the next day.
Yeah, so we
days.
probably finished editing it at 2, then 4 hours sleep, upload this 5-minute summary video in the morning, and then we did that 8 days in a row, and we didn't kill each other.
Almost, but didn't.
You didn't. It worked out.
Yeah. Basically, that was it.
And
we
you bonded instead of hating each other.
Yeah, exactly. So we just thought, well, if we can do this, we can do anything. So we just thought, let's just carry on with it and smash it out. So we did the same thing again for like 3 years in a row, actually, which was a good laugh.
This is great.
And then,
they are growing up, as you can see. Hair.
It's more the beard.
My hair is pretty much still the same, to be fair. But like, you know, after that, you know, that's just been for us then, like we collaborated really well, and then over time then we found other people to work with.
Yeah, but it was like trial by fire really, and it was under so much stress.
Oh
yeah. Like it's a different kind of mindset where you have to just react instantly and be so in tune with other people, because you can either kill them or you can come out with like the most tight team possible. Thankfully, we had the tightest team possible.
There was a lot of friction, like don't get me wrong, but we got through it, and there's we learned a lot of lessons from that, basically, because we learned everything under pressure, which I think is part of the reason why.
That was how many years ago now?
4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago. 3.5, isn't it?
One of them.
Christ. Yeah, it literally feels like yesterday at the same. I look at these photos and I'm just like, man, they were like the other day.
It's a different man.
Yeah.
Basically, we finished. Well, I think it was the second one. And decided to start a company, basically.
Yeah, just work, so why not?
This is it. This is how it.
Yeah.
We thought
we just thought let's do it. Yeah. So basically, like after that, we like collaboration. Obviously, is really important, as most of you probably know, working in teams or working with other freelancers and stuff. Like when you find a good fit, you want to stick with that.
You got to run with it.
If you know it works, just roll with it. And like as we've grown now, it's obviously more important to find those people who you collaborate with really well. And luckily, like the rest of the team that we've brought in now, again, are on the same level as us, and it's so good. Like it's really important to really establish that.
Yeah,
Shout out to the boys at the back. Good boys. So like I say, collaboration is really important, as like I say, everyone will know, but it's really integral to our beginnings as a company. Yeah. Next one.
So
Give us
next
another
word.
one.
Oh, you got the clicker.
Oh, you got the clicker.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Beyond what we are.
Beyond what we are, guys. What are you? How did you do that jump from making websites, or not you, but like making music and stuff? Because you were always creative, and you were, you know, that's what you trained on. But these guys haven't. So how did you?
Well, Josh trained as a creative person, I guess.
As a creative director.
We kind of did, I guess. We're more hobbyist creatives, I guess.
Well, I mean, we both did music in uni. We did music technology, and then I did a master's in music production afterwards. During the master's, it was really stupid. Well, they basically said to me, they're like, "Oh, your master's project, you get 6 months to do what you want." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like, what's it about?" And they just said, "Something to do with music." That was it. They just said, right, get a question. As long as there's something to do with music, I don't care what you do. Just loosely tie in. So I just thought, right, well, I don't really want to go down the music route for the rest of my life. So I thought, I'll do video, because I knew there was a market for it, that kind of thing. Okay. So I did a study into viral media and how artists can use that to establish themselves online and take advantage of trends and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So that's when I made I wrote 3 songs with a bunch of mates for a laugh over summer.
Yeah, very good songs.
Did like 3 music videos for it, like shot and edited them, learned how to shoot, learned how to edit, did all that and put them online, and that's what Gruff saw ultimately. But one of them had like 500,000 views on YouTube, which literally wrote itself, my dissertation. I just sat there going, watching it all come in, I was like, there we go, sorted, happy days.
But at the same time, you were also presenting on S4C.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, because I don't know anything about it.
Well, I used to present like a Welsh language like tweens TV show, I guess, which was like a magazine show aimed at like those, you know, late teens, early 20s kind of,
Did you have
magazine
girl fans?
I don't think I had any fans, to be honest with you. No.
He had a lot of complaints.
A lot of complaints.
You laugh, no, he was actually the most complained about person on S4C.
Seriously? Why would they complain? What are they complaining about?
Well, because
his language wasn't pure enough.
Were you swearing swearing there?
Well,
no,
yeah.
as in his Welsh wasn't good enough.
Oh,
And
For some
But I
people.
did swear as well. But it's because, you know, for me it was a case of, you know, you gotta, if you're gonna speak Welsh, all right, let's be honest, all right? I came from like English speaking family and all that kind of stuff, did Welsh medium schooling, so my Welsh isn't absolutely perfect. So they picked me up because of, obviously I was really confident in front of camera and all this kind of stuff. Did that, and then people started sending in letters into like the Welsh language TV magazine saying, it's disgusting this person is allowed to be on television. Their language isn't good enough. And I literally, when I did an open letter then back, and I was like, look, if you're going to put people down for trying,
yeah, that's
then
harsh. That's
you
harsh.
suck, basically. So that was it. And then,
Don't be so conservative.
yeah,
At
anyway.
least someone's speaking Welsh.
So I did all that kind of
then
stuff.
you were dubbed the voice of the South.
The voice of
after
the
that.
South. Exactly, that was me.
What is that?
Oh, don't worry about it, Nicholas. You're the voice of the South.
Because people in North Wales are really, obviously they're very Welsh, and their Welsh is perfect. And I was the voice of the South, apparently. I don't imagine
Oh,
that.
get it. Okay, sorry. it took me a
Anyway,
while. Yeah, go ahead.
we digress quite a lot. We're off track here. So,
You're
anyway,
always-
so I did that. So I dabbled in like TV and video and editing and all that kind of stuff. And then Griff was like really involved in that kind of stuff anyway, out of a hobby level kind of stuff.
Doesn't Griff just like finds out about stuff, learns it, and then just do it?
Yeah, well the reason the business has worked really is because you've got Josh who's made films since he was like 5 years old, so that is what he does. Whereas me and Nick are kind of we didn't really know what we were going to do.
Multi-talented.
I knew I wanted to start a business, found Josh, found Nick, and I thought, well, we could make a business doing video. And that's what we did, yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Next word. Oh, there you
what
are.
was this one? It was, I thought that kind of sums up what we are.
Yeah.
This is what they are.
What
We
we've
have a
become.
laugh.
If you haven't got it
So
yet.
from all these different backgrounds and stuff, we've become this, I guess, this well-oiled machine.
You're
by
missing
now.
Benji there.
I know. With Benji come in the past couple of months, and fair play to him.
We haven't
he
had a
smashed
photo
it.
shoot since.
We haven't had a photo shoot since. We haven't had time because we've been so bloody busy.
Which is
He
good.
normally gets photoshopped in at the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. So yeah. So like I say, by now we're a video production company and we're loving every second of it. So it's good fun.
And the way we've got all our work is like 99.9% word of mouth referrals. Like for the last 4 years, we haven't had a time where
So you didn't pitch.
there's been no work, which is
That's
difficult to
pretty
plan
awesome.
for.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's stressful because I don't necessarily know where the work is coming
Yeah.
from. I can't plan for
Where
it.
it's going.
But every month is just absurd. Yeah, we're so busy. We've probably worked 16-hour days for the last 4 years.
16. That's going light.
Can I just say these guys work on bank holidays?
I don't get bank holidays.
No.
Just Griff has this thing about bank holidays. Like he's against it.
Well, bank
Well, when
holidays
you've
are
got
the
your own
best time.
business, it's a bank holiday, work doesn't stop. So like, why just randomly take a day off? Doesn't make sense to me.
I love bank holidays
Yeah.
because I get no emails coming in.
Yeah,
I can just
it's
crack
quiet.
on.
It's so quiet.
There you go.
So they all quietly work on bank holidays.
Well, I say quietly. Cool. Next one.
Next one.
What's the next
Yeah.
question?
What's our
He
next?
knows
Oh.
this is-
Beyond Clueless.
Clueless.
Well,
Do you know what this is?
Where?
I don't know. I'm
Why
looking
did
at
you
you.
choose this
why
one?
look at me? I'm,
It's look, this is why.
I'm a trick.
This is why. Because we've talked a lot about how you didn't know what you were doing when you started, because it wasn't a planned, oh, I'm going to start a company. You just started doing things and you're like, oh, maybe we should have a company. And really, you had no clue about owning a company or like how it works,
I
what it
think
takes.
it's almost been like an organic development and growth of it's just developed so
You just learn on the job.
Yeah, it's just a constantly evolving thing, and I guess when we started, or when I was freelancing, I had no idea that in 4 years that we'd be here in a company. I thought I was just going to be like a lone wolf, run and gun, shredder. So that's a shooter, director, editor, all in one. So you get a brief, make it yourself, and out the door kind of stuff. But I never thought we'd be in a company, and as you kind of
your
come
own
together,
company.
yeah, and
Whereas I knew I wanted to start a company, so put those two things together.
yeah.
And I was literally, I tell you now, I was working in game at the time, like just literally coasting by. I did a master's because after I finished uni, I was like, I ain't ready for real life yet. So I just worked, absolutely not. So I managed to get a scholarship for my master's, so I just thought, I was a grand, may as well do it for another year where I don't have to think about anything. And then after that, it was a case of we did the charity walk, and then I went, actually, you know what? I think I can do this, easy peasy.
I remember the day you quit game.
Yeah, it was a big day.
We were still working in his bedroom.
Yeah. We started off all sat around one small desk in your bedroom. That's how
you have to talk about the beginning, how you were in his bedroom. This sounds a bit dirty.
Calm down.
How did
We were all clothed most of the time. Most of the time.
So from bedroom to that place in the
No. So we started off in the bedroom. We then went.
Now you're all thinking about it.
So we started off in Josh's bedroom. Then we went to work in an office in a shared space with some old woman. I don't even know what she actually did, but she was there.
She was terrifying.
She was terrifying.
She was like some old witch. I'm not.
None of us wanted to talk, so we were just there, like needing to communicate, and we were like, "Can we talk?" Just because, like, she'd be like, "Shh."
She'd be on the phone every. Honestly, she'd be on the phone every 2 seconds, and she'd be like.
It was basically my dad knew somebody who had an office, but she was working in there, and she was like, "Yeah, you can come and work in my office." So it was us and this woman in the corner. It's really odd.
It was a good lesson in the fact that if you're in a shared working space, be somewhere where it's good to communicate and talk to other people. Because if there's somebody that sort of like shuts that down, it's very hard for a creative collection of people.
Ultimately, it helped us decide what we don't want from our work environment. Although there was an incredible baguette shop across the road, and I found a Kenny G CD in the charity box, and that's where I first discovered Kenny G. And if you don't know who he is, by the way,
Kenny G.
And if you don't know who he is, he's a saxophonist and he's incredible. But yeah, anyway, so after that, then we moved into our first place. Which
Actually, no,
is it coming up?
That was
there we go.
Anyway,
this is what the woman was doing to you.
When we say about Clueless, obviously we might look a bit silly sometimes, but we actually know what we're doing. God, we do look awfully.
Yeah, maybe change this now.
Yeah,
but it was this one, so the DIY stuff. So there you go. That was us moving into our first real office. But it was horribly decorated, so we spent a lot of time.
I did like the lightning bolt though.
Why is your bum out?
That's not. My bum's not involved in it.
I take a phone out. I take a phone out to take a photo of him. He just gets his bum out. That's just what he does.
Who is this?
Not me.
You can see the hair.
Where's the respect?
The hair kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
But yeah, basically
Did you know this was on?
No.
We spent like 2 weeks stripping horribly old wallpaper and painting and making it all nice for our first little office.
Current office?
No, this is the old one.
Old office.
Yeah, it had like chalkboard paint on the left as well. It was awesome.
We spent quite a bit of money for what we were doing at the time on this little office. And one day we were in a board meeting I think it was in the Angel Hotel.
Yeah.
And we got a phone call from somebody.
Yeah, it's like, "You guys, Unit 3?" And we're like, "Yep." You might want to come back. It's burning down. And
boom.
So yeah, we literally just finished painting the skirting boards and the whole thing.
Next day we were going to move all of our gear in there.
Yeah.
I feel bad for laughing, sorry.
No, it's fine. Honestly, that's all you can do in that situation. Basically, underneath was like a faulty strip light in this floor underneath, and they set the whole floor on fire.
That's why that massive.
And that's
only
our unit. The whole other thing was fine.
A building of like 25 units, and that was the only one that went up.
Yeah. and then, right, no lying, the council who we did that thing with, who got the place off, they went, "I tell you what, we'll paint it back as it was." And I'm like, "Oh great, yeah, all black, wasn't it?" I was like, "It burned down. It was black." Oh, unreal. But yeah, anyway, but then
from the ashes we rose.
From the ashes we rose again. We literally made the whole thing back up again. We were in there for a while. And then we realised we were getting too big, we had too many people in there. So then we moved into our current office now on Mount Stewart Square, where again the DIY didn't stop.
Oh no.
We took down
the whole office.
Took down walls, painted the whole thing.
We got there and basically there was 2 walls that we wanted to take down. And we just thought, there's no point paying somebody. We can just go on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Found out how to take down a partition wall.
Yeah, that's what
we took down 2 partition walls with 2 screwdrivers and 1 hammer.
That's very
So yeah, we're very much.
clever,
We'd like to do things ourselves if we can.
Yeah.
It's just YouTube, everything.
But
they do.
But I mean, like we all just really, really learn stuff online constantly. Me and Nick have kind of fed off that for the last 4 years, where we just sit down and watch tutorials because it's all online.
That's also that also kind of happens the way you manage the company as well, isn't it? You did say you could hire consultants or like specialists, but really you try to figure it out yourself, don't you?
Yeah,
and then
it's
between you 3 come up with new techniques of how to
Like
manage a
you
team
can
or
learn
manage-
stuff in books, but you'd actually do things and try stuff out and get stuff wrong. Getting stuff wrong a lot of the time, eventually you know what you're doing.
It's the same with creative and then also business management. It's I guess it was good for me through film school to make the mistakes, because you're in an environment where you can learn, you can make mistakes. So if people are in uni or studying, it is the best time to make mistakes and screw things up, because then you learn from that. We constantly want to develop our skills and business skills, so learning stuff online or with creative, just in your spare time, just constantly trying to just make stuff, like never stop. So if you see something in a video, like a new shooting technique, an editing technique, try that out. Just get out there and sort of try it yourself, and then maybe have your own spin, and then use that on a new project. So is that sort of constantly kind of growing and learning is kind of deep in the core.
But it also it starts being a culture in your company. I think now everyone, like your new team members, also caught that up, because sometimes I turn up and someone is doing a tutorial, or they're figuring out how to create a room.
Oh,
You know, all of those things.
A room.
a room.
Make a room.
Well, I think that it applies to pretty much every creative, realistically. It's a case of, if you feel as if someone's doing something that you're not, or if you feel as if, you've done the same thing for a little while, it's a case of just like pushing yourself to get to that next level. Like, learn from people, take inspiration from things that are going on around you, and like really invest in yourself. Because you can keep making the same stuff over and over again, and people can be happy with it, and you can be like, yeah, fine, like I'm kind of okay with how things are right now. But if you invest that time in yourself to go, you know what, actually, I'm going to spend X amount of hours a day, X amount of days a week, really trying to figure this new thing out that I really want to try, or something I've seen that I really want to do, like, that's really important. And like for us, like obviously evolving as a company, that's how you do it. You've really got to...
Do you guys have rules, like when you introduce a new team member, do you kind of tell them, guys, this is how we do stuff, or does it just happen organically?
Well, we've
that
obviously
you all end up,
Well, process is obviously really important. Like,
The bigger we grow, the more the processes are important. So like when we started the business, it was all, we're going to do this how we want to do it, and all the stuff that the big companies are doing, it's like, oh, we don't want to do that. The more you grow it, the more you realise why those companies do it that way. Yeah. So we've learned a lot that way. Yeah.
But yeah, when people come in, obviously the process is work the way they do. Some of them still need refining. Again, as you grow and change, things have to change to accommodate that as well. But it's a case of saying, like, you've got free reign. Like with the guys that we bring in, it's a case of the stuff is all here for you to use. We're in this environment for you to be able to make some mistakes, for you to be able to grow, because there's no point just coming here and doing what you do and that's it. Like, the point is that you come here, you develop as a person, like you develop your skill set, and ultimately we all grow together, because that's how we end up succeeding.
A question we get a lot is like, how can I be a filmmaker?
Oh, right.
And the answer is literally, you go out and you make films.
Well, yeah, wasn't a question, one question, how do I film stuff?
Yeah, so we were doing this
How
video.
do I film stuff?
Yeah, we were doing a video
So we get,
podcast,
like,
and we were asking people for questions so that we could answer them for people. And one of the questions we got was, how do you film?
Okay.
And you're just like, oh, okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah, so, and the answer is always just like, you just go out there and you film stuff. Like, if you want to be a filmmaker, why are you sitting on your ass?
Asking me questions.
When you could be out there making films.
Well, no, asking questions is really important, though. Like 100%. Like, we did a mentoring session recently in the University of South Wales, because for some reason they want me back. Anyway, so we did, because I'm a professional now. So we did this thing. Anyway, we did this mentoring event, and like speaking to students, and obviously students came and being like, how do we get into the creative industries? And like, first thing we asked was like, have you got a show reel? Like, have you literally got a show reel that doesn't consist of uni work? Or like, have you got a show reel that shows what you want to be doing? Because it's all well and good you working on stuff that's paying the bills and stuff that that clients want, but like, ultimately it's not where you want to go. Yeah, exactly. You've got to show your passion. And again, I think that's something that can apply across all the creative industries.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a case of, if you're saying, I really want to work with this kind of client, or I really want to work with this kind of person, or on this kind of like style, it's pointless then showing that person stuff you've done that's got absolutely no relevance to them, and then being like, can you actually do that? Like, is that something you can pull off? They don't know, but if you spend your own time and then go, you know what, I'm going to draw this thing, I'm going to design this kind of thing, I'm going to film it.
I was going to say, with, so 3 years ago, I went out and made a film, portrait of a sound design artist. Just because I wanted to, but I wanted to show that this is actually what I wanted to do. I wanted to make cool documentary style content, and the best way to do it was to actually just go out and make it, show people that you can do it, show your skills and stuff.
And did that bring in that type of work for you guys?
Yeah, it got Vimeo staff picked, and then from there people, clients and brands came to us saying, because of that, they said, can we have that but for us? And then from there you can tailor it, you can start kind of changing your style and learning more, and then it's just progressed from there really. That's kind of
that little piece of work that wasn't for a client, and like there was no money involved in it. No. That little piece of work, probably one of the most important pieces of work for our company, because Bose ended up licensing it, and you can see it in all their shops around the world now, which is really odd.
If you go in the little glass box they've got in the little shops to like do this 5.1 surround sound stuff, you can go in there and select our little
we had it mastered to 5.1 surround sound now as well. So.
I just got an email from someone from Bose going, we want to license it, we want to use it. Yeah. And we used that money then to expand the company, and that wouldn't have happened if you hadn't gone out and done something off your own back.
It's that balance between doing work for free for someone else and then doing work for free for yourself. It's spec work is very important, but it's knowing when to do it. That's the key. For us, it was a case of, I think we were in the right time to do it, because I'd say freelancing, we hadn't started anything, and I knew that was my time to do it. So using your spare time to make that stuff is one of the most important things you can do if you're freelancing or on your own, or you want to be focusing on a certain type of content.
Even if you've got a full-time job and you're like, I really want to be doing something creative, you work 9 to 5, you've got 6 until 2 in the morning, that's pretty much a second full-time part you can do. And if you're not willing to do that, then you don't deserve to succeed at it.
So I'm trying to make music on the side of it.
Big words.
It's true.
I mean, it is.
If you can't be asked, like, it's not going to happen.
I literally don't see a 9 to 5 life for me ever, because I really enjoy putting the extra time in.
Yeah, we haven't had a job for the last 4 years. No. That's what it feels like. Yeah, it's just what we do.
It's been good fun. It's been good fun, and like that's why you don't mind investing. Get in at 9 and don't come out of there till 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's because we just enjoy it too much. Like, you keep learning, you keep developing, you keep going.
Loving it.
Alright, well there you go.
Should we?
I think it's
we just got beyond shocked. So, what I kind of want to know is, when you guys realise that this is working and it's happening, how much of a shock that was, or
it
how
only
did you deal
happens
with that?
very rarely, where you go through a period of being so busy, and something happens where you look back at it all and you go, huh, we've actually got a company, this is pretty cool. Yeah. There's some like material stuff that have happened. So like, we bought our first van with our own money, and obviously moving into the big office and having our logo on the side of a building.
That was a big one, wasn't it? Actually, like having that up, you're like, oh shit, this is a real thing.
Yeah, this isn't just messing around anymore, this is actually a...
Yeah. It's when, I think another one was a case of, we did a music video recently where the whole crew was everyone but us, and we were sort of sat in the boardroom going like, okay, someone else, like the rest of the team is making...
Lewis and Ben went out and made their own music videos, and the three of us hadn't lifted a finger, and the company was still making content.
Yeah, that was a weird feeling.
Yeah, that was odd. But it happens regularly, man. Like, you sit, sometimes you'll be doing this, doing some work, and you finished up a job, and then you just sit back and you like kind of look around the office and go, Christ, like this is a thing. Yeah. Like, and we've built this.
There's 6 of us now.
Yeah. But you also work sometimes with like outsource, or do you outsource?
Yeah. So the photo on the left is an example of. So we did a music video for the Pigeon Detectives.
If you remember them.
If you remember them, they're still around on their 5th album. And it was like a crew of, was it 12 of us, 10 of us, which is the biggest crew we'd had on a job to that date. And I walked into this meeting, and obviously everybody was around the table, and I was like, huh. It was one of those moments again where you kind of it puts it into perspective. You're like, yeah, we're paying all these people to do stuff for us.
It is important to step back every now and again, because I say we're almost tunnel vision a lot of the time, and you forget sort of all the stuff that's around you because you're just kind of focusing on your work. So every now and again it is good to come up and see friends, see family, because then they're like, what have you been doing? You're like, I don't know.
I don't know what day it is most of the time.
No,
I don't.
But I think that's again one of the other shocking things, I guess, is when we did the podcast as well, or when we did that mentoring event. It's when you kind of like you try and you realize when you impart any knowledge to you, it's just like stuff you deal with every day, and you're like, yeah, everyone knows this, surely. And then someone's like, oh my god, really? And I'm just like,
well, that's how I feel about you guys in business. It's like I'd say I'm a creative through and through, and I'm allergic to spreadsheets. I can't deal with that side of stuff. So then, for you guys to learn and stuff, and your instinct is kind of like, well, it's that obviously.
I adore a good spreadsheet.
You do, but yeah. So your way of thinking is so different to mine. That it's I know it's good to have that sort of.
Oh yeah, the company wouldn't have worked if we weren't such different people. But at the same time, the company wouldn't have worked if Nick wasn't there to.
And if you didn't know Excel sheets.
If Nick wasn't there to stop me and Bennett from killing each other. Because we're so on the opposite end of the spectrum where we frustrate each other so much.
I was going to say, how do you overcome the personal issues between you?
We just go
guys?
into we got separate rooms now.
Just talking. I think it's because we're such close friends. I think is really an asset. But we kind of we've got good at splitting up like our friendship in one little corner. We put our friendship hats on, or put the business hats on. Do you know what I mean? I can go right, Josh. I'm going to sit you down. I'm putting my business hat on now, and I'm going to give you a bollock.
Yeah.
And then we go out that room, and all of a sudden it's like, we're going for a pint tonight? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
But it's something that we had to overcome quite early, is feedbacking on each other's work. So I say, I've been making films since I was 5, so my work has always been quite personal to me. And then all of a sudden you're kind of, you're bringing people very close to what you do, and they're like, that's a bit shit, mate.
I'm a very blunt person.
Oh yeah?
Honest.
Really? Can you tell?
He's an honest person. But then to bring people on and to give that honest, brutally honest feedback to something that you are quite personal, like it's quite personal to you, is a hard thing to hear. So in the early days, it's knowing that, you know, as soon as it's kind of feedback, it's not about your ability, it's about what's best for the content.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things we teach any of the guys that come on board.
Don't take it personally.
They know pretty well now.
But for creatives, I think for me, that's the first thing in business, is that you take criticism, and you always have to work around criticism and not take it personal. That's the only way you can grow, really, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it can cut deep if like I've been working on an edit for days, and you're like, there you go. And it's like, it's finished. Like, no, it's not. Like, but it is. And they're like, no, change that. And you're like, and you just see this thing crumbling away that you've slaved over. But it's just knowing that they're doing it for the best of
possible thing. Because at the end of the day, it's built together to be something even better than it was.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's knowing that actually that's the case.
That's the goal at the end of the day.
There's all those techniques like, you know, giving the shit sandwich, which I'm really bad at doing. Whereas I hate wasting time having to go, so Josh, this part of it was really good, and I really enjoyed that bit. Maybe you should change that bit a little bit, but it was really good. You know, I hate doing it because I'm like, no, I've just spent 20 seconds explaining something when I could have just said, can you change that bit, please? It really frustrates me. Yeah. Whereas Nick is very good at that diplomacy. So I've taught from him how to be diplomatic, and he's taught from me how to be a bit more
straightforward.
It is very good to have somebody that is that brutally honest with the feedback, because it's quite it's a nice reality check. Because I guess for me, you guys give the feedback as if not from the person who's making it, you're from the viewer. So it's nice to have somebody else's opinion, but then knowing it's for the better. So.
There you go. Next one.
I think this is our last one.
Paid work.
Beyond paid work. So what's next? You got shit done. You did what you wanted to do. You got paid for it. No, you all got paid for it. You're on a roll. What's happening now, or what's next, or what you would like to do?
I think the main thing for us is not to stand still. We know like a lot of companies who are quite content with where they are, and have been doing it so they can do the same kind of work at the same level for 5, 6, 7 years, and they're okay with it because they get paid, they go home to their families, etc., and they're happy with it. And for some people, that's absolutely fine. Yeah. But for us, I have no interest in that. We want to build as big a company as we can.
I think it's the quest to never be comfortable.
Yeah.
So we always sort of be like kind of on the edge and throwing yourself in at the deep end and being ambitious. I think that's possibly like the word to describe our attitude towards our, at least our, our business and creative sense. We always want to be ambitious, and I think that's really important for any creative to always push. Never be sort of content with where you are. Like I don't really want to ever be happy with something I've done. I always want to do better. I think that's healthy to some degree. I think I at some point I'll be like, yeah, that was all right.
It's a lot of pressure to put on yourself.
Yeah.
But we all do it.
So I've had two breakdowns already, but no.
No, it's okay.
No, having to be stressed in this kind of situation is a good thing. Like, and having a twitchy bumhole from time to time, being like, oh my god, is this going to work? Like, oh my god, what's going on? Is great. Like, I much prefer like being absolutely like, so busy that I can't think properly. I'd rather be that than sort of sat around twiddling your thumbs going, what's happening next? Like, when's the next job coming in? Like, for me, I'd rather be so busy that we're juggling everything, but, we can smash it out the park every time as well, which is great.
And we've got somebody new joining us. She's starting on Monday, who has left. Yeah. We finally got a girl on the team.
Yes.
We were quite worried that it was turning into a bit of a kind of...
It was,
a lads.
A sausage fest.
Yeah, a bit like that. But we wanted to hire a new creative director, and I think we had like 100 applicants, and the only 3 people we wanted to talk to, they're all girls. And so we hired Jess, who's coming on Monday. She left Red Bull. She left a really high-paying job just to come work with us, because we got on Skype and immediately we just got on really well. So we got the 6th person coming in, and then we were going over the projects and the books and stuff, and we've got to bring in 3 more people over the next 3 months. So
we've already looked at our office now and gone, we've only just done this up, and now we're going.
No, you're not moving yet. No, don't move.
We're going to be spreading into your office as well. We're going to be coming up the stairs, and there'll be like a little desk in the corner, and you're like,
just come up.
What's this?
So for us, it's just growing and just coping with that.
Yeah, but at the same time,
we can't be scared of it, because you could easily just go, like paying 3 more people, will we get enough work in? The cash flow projections that I've made up kind of look like we can afford it, but we just got to do it.
But look, you're always at that stage. Like, it's the same stage even when we started off. Was a case of, are we going to make enough money to pay ourselves like £800 a month? And that was just a case of like, is that even going to be a thing? Whereas now we're looking at bringing in 3 more people and going like, can we make that work?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. But again,
I think overall, going back to beyond paid work, never. I think it all comes around to that never stopping in terms of practicing, making and developing. That's we've always got to keep that.
If you stop learning, you've lost, basically. If you lose the drive to learn, then you're all that's going to happen is you're going to just fall behind everybody else that is learning. So if you ever find yourself in a position where you're not learning, you've got to do something about it.
But at the same time as well, you've got to be humble, and you've got to, again, like beyond the paid work, you've got to do your own stuff. You've got to do stuff for other people. You've got to give back. You get to a certain stage and you know that there are other people there who could really benefit from what you've learned, and it is a case of going, I'm going to take some time to give that back. And even when it comes to talking with people, with clients and stuff that have no idea when it comes to video, you can't be a case of just being like, I don't want to work with that kind of person, I haven't got a clue what they're talking about. It's literally being a case of, cool, like, we'll talk on the right level and all that kind of stuff. So
we've been approaching all our competitors as well, going, let's meet up for a pint and talk, and they're like,
we want.
What?
That's the thing. We'd rather there be a community of like-minded people.
To create a community, because there's enough people around, again, that don't necessarily speak to one another for whatever reason it is, feeling guarded or whatever. And then we just think, like, again, it's better for everyone to succeed than one person trying to push everyone else down. Like, it's better for everyone to have a good time. So, and it helps being collaborative. It's better to have people, and again, we've established a bit of a community now where people are talking to one another that wouldn't have spoken to one another or didn't know they existed.
That's the thing. I love seeing the output that's coming from Cardiff. It's incredible, because like from our office you can throw a stone, there's about maybe 3 other production companies. All of them are doing amazing stuff, and that's from this city, and it's so cool to be a part of that.
And we all share gear, we share techniques, we share like like if you've got 5 video production companies, they're all learning the same and going through the same mistakes and learning. Why not share that information and you can all kind of grow an industry at the same time?
You guys on your 3rd year now, or 3rd year?
We're 3.5 years in.
Okay,
So
I just heard somewhere that the 3rd year was the worst year for a business or a company.
No,
we're in our 4th year.
That?
we're in our 4th year
Was
now.
the 3rd year your worst, like most difficult year?
It's all difficult.
It's never easy.
It never gets easy. It's I know.
It's all difficult. It's just different problems.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you just think, you know, more problems, more money, all that. But literally, it's all the same thing. You know, you keep going and you present it with different problems, and it's just a case of, as we always hark back to it, learning how to deal with it. And we prefer to do it ourselves. And basically, if we've managed to do this,
anyone can.
Yeah.
Anyone
Look,
can
I mean,
do it.
going back to that, you know, where is it? If they can build a business,
yeah,
You can
if
do
that's
it.
not inspiring, I don't know what is.
It is true. We're going to take questions now
okay,
because we've done it.
There we go.
there you go.
Actually, a fun fact about that little meme, that actually won us work by putting that in an email. We pretty much, I could probably say, we pretty much built a business on sending memes in emails.
Honestly, we send memes to clients and they love it. Like, we sent that to a client who we were in competition with, like, I think it was about 10 other production companies, and the guy, we just came out of a meeting, sent that over to him, and then instantly was like, oh, you got it. I was like,
You got a job.
yeah, and again, it was because of our sense of humour. That's what won us like a job with like this massive company.
I think it's the fact that we've kind of tried to present ourselves as who we are. It's like you know, you can have a long-winded paragraph as you know, it's like we're a collective of blah 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 blah, but at the same time, that's not us.
We sponsored Ignite in the Wales Manning Centre, so we had like 2 pages in the brochure.
That was such a good ad. Has anyone seen that? Has anyone been to Ignite and seen their ad? Oh,
we'd never done a print ad before, and I was writing and I was like, well, I can't put video in it because it's paper. So I was like, I just went kind of, right, well, we can't put our video on this, so here's our favourite meme. We used the entire page just to show our favourite meme and go, by the way, this is our website, you can see what we do.
It's great.
And we got work from that. We actually got work from that. So.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was great.
There's a lot of conversations that happen in our office where I kind of lean over to Nick and go, is this too much?
Yeah, we do it all the time. I do it to you. I'm like, I'm just about to say this, just so you know.
Well,
I'm just going to send this very, like, it's a meme. You know, you kind of push the boat out a little bit.
It's a bit weird.
It normally
It
needs
is
two,
weird.
it needs like 2 green lights in order to like put something out.
But it's always been.
You remember that
very well
time when I
received.
sent Charlotte Church a GIF and she never got back to me?
Should have sent her a meme.
yeah,
Yeah, but if she doesn't get back to you, she's not the kind of person you want to work with.
there you go.
It was Snoopy.
Boom.
Who wouldn't? Who doesn't love Snoopy?
I hate
Well,
Snoopy.
That's the thing for
it's
us.
a choice
like,
of meme as well.
yes, we might send something that by accident offends somebody, but they're not the kind of
Then they
people
can't
that
work
will
with
enjoy
them.
working with us. So it doesn't really matter for us.
Questions. This is it. We've done it. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Woo!